Welcome back. Well, for the markets, it's quite stable. The Bank Nifty has come off the day's high, so it's just about flattened out, holding its head above the water with a gain of around 20 odd points. Let's discuss a couple of more companies which are in focus on account of their Q2 numbers. Vinati Organics is one such stock. In fact, the stock is up around 3 odd percent, reacting to its numbers. It's given returns of around 7 odd percent on a month-to-date basis as well. It was a good set of earnings for the second quarter. The company's revenue growth was strong, while the EBITDA per kilogram has also improved. Vinati Saraf Mutreja, who is the managing director at Vinati Organics, joins in now to discuss the numbers. Vinati, hi, welcome to the show. I'm not going to try my hand at pronouncing the full form of all of the chemicals and the intermediates that you produce, but I'm going to ask you about the revenue growth of over 50% on a year-on-year basis. What was it led by, and what are you anticipating in terms of growth?
See, the demand for all our products, fortunately, is quite good. You have to understand we are into niche specialty chemical products, and they're sort of insulated, not entirely, but to a large extent, from the global scenarios. And you have to look at it very, piecemeal-wise. And so, for example, if you look at ATBS, that product is used in oil exploration, and the demand for that product has been quite good for the last 8-9 months. Similarly, our isobutyl benzene, which is used in ibuprofen, that was actually that product, the demand for ibuprofen was quite low last year. And that's why year on year, we've seen a very good growth in that business as well. Coming to our other products, such as isobutylene, that also it's used in agro, and that's doing fine. In fact, the sales of our new products, butyl phenols, which we were just entering into last year, sort of now we are more established in the market, and they have picked up as well. So that's basically the reason for the good growth year on year.
Okay. Vinati, good afternoon. You are sounding optimistic when it comes to higher demand, but I wanted to speak to you about your exposure to Europe and BASF in particular, because they have announced shutdowns, capacity has been hurt. In no way is that impacting demand for you, or will it impact demand in coming months or quarters?
Well, we are not anticipating any slowdown in the demand for our products. For example, we mostly supply to BASF in North America, and there we have not heard of any slowdown or any problems with their plants. We actually don't supply to them in Ludwigshafen. We supply to them in other locations. And, our product basket is diversified, our customer base is diversified. For us, the outlook remains positive for the next 6 months to a year.
Point. And as far as some of your own capacities are concerned, Vinati Organics, that plant got commissioned this quarter. Just wanted to understand what the final capacity utilization is likely to be for this year. At peak, you had said this could do around 500 crores in terms of revenue for you. How much of that comes in this year? Next year, what do we expect?
Yeah, I think you're talking about viral additives.
Yeah, viral additives.
Yeah, that got commissioned, it's getting commissioned soon. This year, you won't see much revenue from that business, since it just got commissioned, and there's a bit of a slowdown in that business, in the antioxidant business. But we do expect it picking up from April. We should also see capacity ramp up. Also, it's pending merger approval from NCLT. We hope the merger goes through by March, and it starts adding revenue to Vinati Organics in FY24.
Okay. How is demand? I just wanted to circle back about the ibuprofen inputs that you do manufacture. How is demand and pricing looking within that segment? Because obviously, since COVID, we've seen ibuprofen demand hit quite badly because people were using paracetamol, there were inventory buildups, and hence ibuprofen prices were depressed. What is it looking like right now? Has it normalized entirely? And what does it mean in terms of inputs for you or input supplies by you?
I see ibuprofen demand and pricing going back to pre-COVID levels. Actually, just pre-COVID, there was an abnormally good time for ibuprofen manufacturers, because one of the plants was shut and there was a shortage, and so the prices had really skyrocketed. But what I'm seeing now is what was the situation historically over the last 10, 15 years. So I would say right now, ibuprofen demand price is back to what it should be. The last 4 years have sort of been an anomaly, first going very up and then going very down. Similarly, for IBB, it's a stable business for us. In fact, the share of IBB in our revenue had gone down to less than 10% last year. And this quarter, it was, it came up in the teens, somewhere around 15%, which means, that it is where it should be, and IBB has picked up as well.
Okay, so it is picking up across IBB and IB. Let's talk about butyl phenol then, because it's comparatively a newer product for you as well. But this quarter, it was hurt by some shutdowns. What is the current capacity utilization, and what are you expecting in terms of revenues this year and next year?
See, butyl phenols, we are currently running, I would say, around 60-65% capacity utilization, which is absolutely fine considering it's just our second year of operations. Maybe next year we should touch 80-85. The demand for most of them, we are the only manufacturer in India. So we definitely, have an edge over the imports, and we are making our mark in the market.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, go ahead.
About the other new products as well, MEHQ, and you had Guaiacol, both of them potential 100 crore rupees worth business. Where do they stand at right now?
See, that's a new investment coming in Vinati Organics, which is of Vinati Organics. That would take some time. It's still under construction. That plant for MEHQ, Guaiacol, isoamylene, and a few other products would take at least a year to come up and start running.
Okay, all right, Vinati, we're going to leave it on that note. It's a pleasure talking to you. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us. So strong performance, in fact, coming in from Vinati Organics. That stock is up around 3% I was reading a Nirmal Bang report which indicated that they believe it's one of the very few companies in their coverage where they see potential of 25% EBITDA CAGR in the next 5 years as well. So that stock up around 3%. We did have some numbers flash by. I think it was Godrej Properties. Maybe we'll just pull those up for you in just a bit. That should come up for you.
I think the P&L doesn't really matter. We'll have to look at the investor presentation, and then we'll come back to you with what their sales performance has been this time in terms of net sales, collections, and volumes as well. The stock has surged, but really P&L is just a basis of their accounting standards, which projects actually came in for accounting this quarter. So we'll look out for those numbers and we'll come back to you. But for now, we'll take a break. Up next, Aditya Agrawal of V2L Securities will join us for some trading strategies. Stay tuned.